Hey, this is fun, and this is the weekly feed.
It's the weekly feed at South by 2012, and holy cow, it's been fun. You have made it.
It's us.
Hey, how are you?
Fantastic. We woke up at 6 o'clock this morning,
No.
but we haven't been following the general South by regimen that other people have told us about, which is like drink until 5 o'clock in the morning and
that's
go
good.
to bed. We went to bed at, we got back at like 10:30 last night, and the three of us played paper, rock, scissors as far as who was going to get in the shower first, and then we went to bed.
Is this the spirit of rock and roll right here with you guys?
Yeah, we would have been in bed by
Spirit
8 p.m.
rock
if we could have been. Yeah.
Like when you guys are out, is there any of that decadence of the 80s and 70s of all the backstage stuff?
No.
Food?
Yeah, all that's our generation. There's
Yeah.
no like drugs or women. It's
Yeah.
just decadent food. And that's what people are gonna talk about when we're long gone.
Yeah.
Well, it's like after you get to a certain level, though, you know, the crowds attract a little bit larger and everything.
And then we can eat better.
And then that's it.
You should
Right.
see what they eat. Stories of oysters.
Yeah. Oysters, oh my gosh, it's like if you've seen Scarface, it's like just that with oysters.
So you know you've graduated when you go from like the cheese veggie tray to
The oysters.
To the oysters.
Yeah, actually, we're still at the cheese veggie tray, which is kind of
But we'll
sad.
buy oysters.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
This year has been incredible. I mean, we've been watching all three of you guys for a while with your past bands and everything, but to see everything just take off so humongous is well deserved.
Thank you.
For the first point.
Thanks.
But it must kind of be a bit maddening.
It's really weird. It's super exciting for us because this wasn't in our goals as far as when we started this band. I think that we our first goal was just to have anybody care about us.
Sure.
And we were very fortunate when we released Aim and Ignite to just see that firsthand as soon as we got out on tour, and it's been like that. And we signed with another label, like a bigger label, hoping that they could just kind of bring that up a step, and we can just continue this kind of gradual incline. And I guess we made the right kind of album,
Sure.
unbeknownst to us, that people really cared about in the song.
Well, it seems like the material has always been there for whatever reason why it hasn't happened before at this point. But you guys do have this rich history, not just with an album with Aim and Ignite, it's a perfect little record, but I mean with all of your past. I noticed the other day, like the Carson Daly performance and everything, they chose to put up, or maybe you guys chose to put up something from Aim and Ignite. It was Be Calm, and I was kind of wondering, is there now that point where you'd like to educate all these newcomers? Say, yeah, you know what, we're not brand new. This isn't our first time through. We have all of this stuff behind us.
I think not only us, but I think our old fans really want to be a part of that educational process, because a fun show is just about everybody singing along as loud as possible, and if you don't know the first album, you're going to miss out on half of the set.
Right.
There's a
And-
pride there also for the fans.
Yeah.
I think that our fans feel the same way we do right now, which is that like almost like we've worked hard together. Like they've spent money on shows and
Sure.
CDs and vinyl through the years, and it's like, I feel like what we're getting from them is this like excitement that they knew first, not like this like bum out like that the band's getting bigger. It's really odd and different to like see things online and to hear fans just like be so proud that like more people are liking the band, and they should be, because it's all because of them.
Which is something we've been trying to figure out the word for it. You have that band that you helped right from the beginning. You knew about it before anybody else, and then they took off, and suddenly you have to share them with everybody. It seems like there needs to be a word for that.
It should be
but-
pride.
Yeah.
Often it's
So
anger,
you guys
but-
haven't had to deal with it that much. I mean, so the fans really have. No one's been super jealous that suddenly all the pop kids do know you.
I think our fans, I don't know, because when we show up on stage, it's the exact same band, and I hope that even though we've developed musically and kind of gone off in a direction that's more inspirational right now, once we play the live shows, it's still the same. We're still the same group of people, and we still expect the exact same things from our live show, from ourselves and from our fans. And our old fans are really the ones that like carry the torch for that.
All the pretty girls on a Saturday night. So I
We all came from a generation where striving for that success and making that that big jump wasn't always really looked upon. I mean, we when you look at the '90s culture, came of age and everything. anything. But now things have changed, and you guys, have come from that culture, but here it is, and things are taking off. I mean, did you ever have to get past a mindset, or were you guys always against that? Were you always looking at a different route?
I think we've always just been different.
Everything that's happening to us also feels very 90s.
What's that?
Everything that's happening to us feels like,
does it?
if anything, I feel like that whatever success we're having reminds me of the bands I was getting into, having a song or an album that, reaches a lot of people in some way and then just becomes important to those people. It's kind of beautiful. It's kind of what the hope of radio is, without being, it's not like the song sounds like the last J-Lo song and now it's jammed down your throat. Like, radio found the song. We didn't even really service that much radio.
Yeah.
And so there's something special there.
But you guys, I mean, the tracks, there's so many textures. I mean, even back to the last record, you take a song like Be Calm and take a song like Some Nights on this one. There are so many movements and textures. I mean, this isn't your typical songwriting. How hard is it to put together a track for you guys? I mean, when you're building a song, is it building a song when you guys are doing it?
I think for Aim and Ignite it was, for sure.
Yeah.
It was just us getting used to each other. But with Some Nights, it was just established early on kind of what it was going to be, how everything was going to go, and then we all just bought into it. And fortunately, we had a producer who was so wonderful and also just so excited. He'd never worked in a situation like this. He'd never worked with a rock band. He'd never recorded an electric guitar. So it was just all of us just being so excited to be in a room with each other, and the three of us just being on the same page.
Yeah. There's a stat out there now too that the first band to debut #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 since Nickleback, which makes you guys tied to Nickleback somehow.
Which yesterday, someone asked us that, and I was like, "Oh, but Nickelback's a bummer." And these two clowns were like, "Nickelback's cool, man."
How You Remind Me is a great song.
So you're just learning about your bandmates a little bit more here.
I learn something every day, but I'll stay on record saying that that's funny.
Yeah.
You're laughing.
I am laughing.
You didn't ask the question.
I-
You weren't like, "You guys know Tied to Radiohead, that must feel amazing."
Yeah, right. No,
Like,
I'm saying you're tied to
humor in your
Nickelback,
question.
and there's something like.
I mean, you don't see me at night when I take all the makeup off. I have a crazy weird beard and some long curly locks.
You know what? For these two guys who seem to think it's so cool to like Nickelback, I'd like to remind both of you that you coined a game involving like
Don't talk about the
massaging
game.
Chad
Don't talk about the
Kroger for money. All right, so I didn't do that. I
yeah,
just get
but
real about their music.
I'm real about This Is How You Remind Me, and it's a
Someone's
fantastic
calling
song.
this Kettle Black or whatever.
They just haven't heard me listening to it in my earphones
Sure.
every night over and over again, thinking like,
On repeat.
yeah, if this is something to strive
To
for.
twist your question, it's an honor to
I mean,
Well done.
it is
Well, I
really
mean,
an honor.
it has to be because what great, a great thing that's happened. So.
Yeah, Nickelback is a rock band, and I like to think that we are too, or that's how we talk about ourselves.
We're
and
not
it's,
a rock band like them.
We're not a rock band like them, but it's pretty cool to be the first rock band since Nickelback
Yeah.
to
10
do
years,
that. It's pretty
10
cool.
years,
We're really
that's
excited about it.
huge. I mean, regardless who you're tied to, for that to have taken that long and then just come
It's
through
incredible.
through it again.
Yeah, I hope that it's a sign of what's to come.
Yeah, and even in the the more broader scheme in the music industry, there's a few things that's happened like that hasn't happened for a long time. You take this little award here, but you turn around and look at Adele as the first person who's going to reach diamond in nearly 10 years with 10 million. I mean, you think you kind of see a sign of things turning around from what we've been looking at.
I do. I think for sure everything turns around at any point in time. I think rap rock destroyed alternative in the late 90s. And so people just went this whole indie route where, everybody just goes to extremes constantly. And so then we were stuck in this. I mean, indie rock is amazing, but no one wanted to be proud of what they were doing and like say, all right, well, I want to be the best. I want radio to play it, and I want so on and so forth, because there were just so many bad things that had happened at the end of the 90s that I feel like we've spent
the
last,
generation set fire to their own festival.
Yeah.
That's true.
Look no further than that.
We spent the last decade apologizing for that, and I think it's time to stop apologizing for it. And like if we want to be as big as possible, there should be no shame in that. We're not going to change our musical style to appease anyone. We're going to be who we are, and at the same time, we're going to want to be as big as possible.
Yeah.
And I hope that rock bands think the same way. You can be an artist and just make sure that as long as you're true to yourself, like who cares about how big you get.
As long as it sounds good.
as long as it sounds good, and you like. I would hope that everyone's goal is to reach as many people as possible.
Right. Well, congratulations. Huge year. It's going to be so nice, especially once the rest of the world gets to hear all the other tracks too, when the radio starts blowing it up. So.
Thank you for playing everything at such an early
No
stage.
problem.
That like puts a smile from ear to ear.
Awesome. Thank you guys for stopping in too. All right.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah.